Hi, guys. We are in week 4. Oh my goodness. How did that happen? I can't believe that we are already in week 4 of this semester. This is insane. Um, so I hope you all had a great week last week. I hope that getting through chapter 3 um, wasn't quite as huge of a beast as I maybe made you feel like it was going to be. It was a lot of stuff, but um, again, a really important chapter to get through and kind of have a solid understanding of in order to um, really prepare ourselves for the main project that we're going to be doing in this class. So I wanted to make this video just to kind of go over what we'll be doing this week and also kind of introduce you to the research project. So first, let's take a look at week 4 assignments. So this week we're going to be talking about ethical guidelines for psychology research. And if you look at week 4 assignments, you're going to be covering chapter 4, reviewing the slides. You're going to watch the video, which I'm posting in an announcement, and I will also have posted here for you to refer back to. And then again, supplemental interactives. And then this week, your lab, so this is our second lab, lab 2, you're going to work on, and this lab is about ethics in psychological research. So if you click on that, it'll take you to the page for lab 2. And this one is pretty straightforward. I don't think there's anything that I really need to go into too much detail about. It's really just, based on what you read in your textbook, and the lecture slides, and then also this APA website that I've posted for you here. Based on those sources, just go through these questions and answer these questions to the best of your ability. So the entire focus for this lab really is just making sure we have a solid understanding of ethical principles and, how we conduct research from an ethical perspective. Okay. If you do have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out and ask. I've had a couple of you reach out over the past couple of weeks. Please don't hesitate to continue to do so because I want to make sure that everything is as clear as possible. Okay, so going back to week 4 assignments, the next task is going to be finding a research group. And so what I've did is, what I've done is I set up a discussion forum for you to just kind of start chatting with each other and look for people in class that you think you would like to work with. So you can go to this discussion forum and, just start posting a little bit about yourself so that you can let people know, who you are. And we did kind of get to know each other in the getting to know you assignment, which is a good start. But now we want to let your fellow classmates know, things about your work ethic, maybe, things about your personality that might make you a good person to work with. I wouldn't really recommend, saying, oh, what you want your study to be on, because I don't think that we're quite there yet. And usually that takes a little bit of refining within the group. So for the sake of finding a research group, really kind of focus on, your personality characteristics that would make you a good person to work with. So, for example, if I were trying to find somebody to work with, I might say something like, I want to learn a lot and get a good grade, but sometimes I get things done last minute because in my life, I have been known to be a little bit of a procrastinator. I might also say I also have young children who need a lot of my attention. So I'm letting you guys know, like, hey, I want to get a good grade, but I have some things going on in my life that, um, might take some of my attention away, but I'm dedicated to doing well. Or I might say something like, I like it when people text back and communicate with me, so please, no ghosting. This is my way of saying, hey, I really value communication and I think it's important to keep communication going. Please don't, just stop talking to me. If something comes up, let me know what's going on. And then based on those, characteristics that you share, people can start to say, hey, I want to get a good grade too. I, like working collaboratively with students. I have a really strong work ethic. I think we would be great, collaborators. Would you like to work together? Um, and then at that point, I would say share your email address, and then leave it at that. Let whatever other form of communication you want to use be communicated through your personal emails to one another. So don't go, posting your phone number or anything like that here, because this is for everybody in class to see. So be careful about how you share that personal information. And then last but not least, be smart about who you choose to work with. This is, a very big part of your grade. This is probably the most important aspect of this class. This is where you're really going to be getting the most out of this learning experience is by engaging in this project. So be smart about who you choose to work with, be mindful, talk to each other, ask questions of one another to make sure that the group is going to work. What I will also point out is that you must work in groups of 5. So if you have not found a 5th group member, let's say, you have like 3 or 4 people, keep coming back to this forum. Or if you haven't found a group at all, make use of this forum, and make sure that you have 5 group members. And then as you finalize your group, elect one member of your team to submit all assignments. Okay, so starting from here on out, I believe I'm going to have you guys working on your labs together. So all the labs from here on out will be group work. So choose one person who's going to be submitting all those assignments, and then let me know who your group is. So once you have solidified your group, just shoot me an email, and it can be that, one person who's going to kind of be in charge of that. Shoot me an email letting me know you've formulated your group, who's in your group, and I will get that recorded. Okay, so let's go back now to week 4 assignments. Okay, and then the research paper. All right, so what are you guys actually doing in this class? Hopefully you have a little bit of inclination already. Hopefully you've, talked to people who have taken research methods, or have an idea from other classes that you've taken what occurs in research methods. But essentially what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to be developing your own research study that you will be designing, conducting, and writing a psychological research report of. So you will be writing a paper that's very similar to those academic journal articles that you read when you are writing papers for classes, and looking for sources to support your analyses. You will be doing a literature review. You will be designing the experiment. You'll be conducting the experiment. You'll be writing a method section, a results section, and then a discussion. So I don't want you to get too overwhelmed just right now, but I want you to start thinking about the fact that this is what you will be doing throughout pretty much the rest of the semester once we have our groups solidified. So I want to go back to our modules for just a second so you can get an idea of how this is going to play out. You can't see all of these modules just yet because they're not published yet, but I'm going to kind of go through these so you can see what's coming. So we have, the first step is finding your research group, which is what you're doing this week. Then during week 5, you're going to submit or start working on a topic proposal. You're going to submit a group project contract, and this is where you're going to kind of identify who's going to be responsible for what in your group, who's going to be responsible mainly for writing the literature review, who's going to be responsible mainly for doing the statistics, et cetera, et cetera. That's something you might want to point out in, finding a research group. If you happen to have strengths in any of these areas, mention it in that forum and say, hey, I just took my stats class. I really enjoy running statistics. I am good at it. I think I'd be a great person to work with for that reason, et cetera, et cetera. Then you're going to, in the following weeks, do labs that are kind of focused on each of these sections. So you'll see Lab 4 is conducting a literature search. Lab 5 is kind of reviewing statistics, the type of statistics that we're going to be using for our research project. Looking at Lab 6, we're going to be talking about, this one's not really super related to the project, but we'll be talking about observational research and writing surveys. Lab 7 is designing surveys, so this will be kind of focused on how you will be designing your survey for your project. Lab 8 talks about experimental design. So this will go into how we're going to be designing your research project. Lab, let's see. We don't have the lab there, but I do have a document, in chapter 9. So week 12, this is a document that talks about the methods section. So for each section, for the literature review, the methods section, the results section, et cetera, et cetera. These are all going to be geared towards your project. So don't think that, you're going to be completely blind in conducting this research project, but do start thinking about, okay, the rest of the semester is going to be really geared towards conducting this project and writing this paper. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that for now because I don't want to overwhelm you. We're going to actually have some meetings soon. I'm going to be setting up meetings. I think it's in the next week or 2. I need to double check the syllabus. But you are going to be setting up a meeting with me, a Zoom meeting, and it'll be done at your convenience. I'll work around your schedules, probably on the weekends because that's when I'm mostly free, but I'll make sure that I'm opening up time for you all to meet with me. And we're going to discuss your thoughts about the project, what you guys would like to conduct your study on. And I think at that point we can get individually with your groups into a little more detail about everything. But I wanted to at least kind of introduce you to the topic, the concept of this project. Okay, I think that's it for this one. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm here. Again, a couple of you have reached out and I appreciate it. Keep the lines of communication open with me. And remember, I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you get through this class and enjoy the experience of research methods. Okay. All right. If you guys have any questions, reach out and I will talk to you soon. Have a great week.